Welcome to Live Watch Sports Media. This is your Cool Down Thursday edition. Yeah, you know why it's cool down? Because the Indiana Fever got cooled down last night. So I got off work and I came to watch the game and pretty much I'm just gonna be keeping real with y'all, man. They didn't look good. They didn't look good at all. Um so many different things that I could take from this game that you could really feel the impact of Caitlin Clark in this game. Now, I know it's one game that she's not going to be playing, but to be honest with you, this game should have been had. This game should have been had. This game should have been won. The Washington Mystics didn't do anything special to where the Indiana Fever should not win this game. The Indiana Fever hurt themselves. To be honest with you, they hurt themselves in this game because the fact of the matter is there was no ball movement, there was no pick and roll, there was a lot of one on one. Kelsey Mitchell wanted to play hero ball. Same thing we saw from her last year in the first half of the season. Caitlin Clark on the sideline looking disgusted. Stephanie White didn't put nobody in the game. She didn't. The only person came to the game was um, Tipson, I think. Let me double check just to make sure. But I mean, to me, honestly, Leo Boston should have had she should have had better help. Now, Dantas did play, she did play part, but to me personally, I think you should have had more athletic pieces on the floor. I think you should have had Natasha, not to Natasha Howard, but you should have had Michaela Tipson, and you should have had a Bree Turner. You know why? Because they could run, they play defense. You could have got the ball. There would have been more movement on there. I like Natasha Howard. Don't get me wrong; she played a decent game, but she had some turnovers. Um, her and DeWanda Bonner kept it afloat. To be honest with you, Aaliyah Boston non-assistant. I mean, you let Damaris Dantes, even though she didn't score, but she played defense. Leo Boston continues to get bodied by Stephanie Golston every time they play. She gets bodied by her. She doesn't fight for position. She allows Steph um to move her out the way, front her, and everything. She can't get position. Then Aaliyah Edwards, she hasn't played in a while, but she comes in, do her thing. They allow Brittany Sykes just to dribble drive up and down the court on them all the way over. They did not defend the deep 3-point line. Did they have moments in the game? Yeah, moments. Just a spark of moments. Not a lot of moments, but a spark. Where you could say, um, I, Sydney Colson is not the answer at point guard. She's who she is. She doesn't command. She doesn't command the team. The one thing that I seen in this game was that when they was huddling up, everybody was looking around. Sydney Colson's not really talking to them. She's just looking like, okay, yeah, 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 we go run with that. She's not. She doesn't take the leadership approach. When you see Caitlin Clark in the huddle, the first thing you do, you listen, you look at the players. They all leaned in like this, listening to Caitlin. She commands that presence. She's like the quarterback of this team. She's like a Tom Brady. She's like a Peyton Manning. She's like a Patrick Mahomes type of, she commands that. Stephanie White is over there coaching like she's coaching for her first time. And before I even get on Stephanie White in this game, please, y'all need to stop comparing her to Christy Sides. Her accolades. is way greater than hers. Way greater her. She's a WNBA champion. She took the Fever in the back in the day to the championship game. She has took the Connecticut Sun to the playoffs numerous times. Her both years there. So at least put some respect on her name. I sound like Birdman for a minute, but seriously, put respect on her name. Stop degrading her to Christy Size level. Did she coach a bad game? Yeah, she did. Just say that. Just say, hey, she coached a bad game. She didn't take accountability for it. But just to sit there and just to degrade her and to Christy Size level, who Christy Size has a team. Christy Size would not know how to coach this team. At least give Stephanie White the respect that she deserves as a champion, as a player's coach in this league. Now, Stephanie White should have did a better job with the rotation of the team. She should have put certain personnel into the team instead of just running. There was no ball movement. You had you had Lexi Hall running around like a chicken with her head cut off. She's she's actually out there. Sophie Cunningham, no shots, number 2 points. You could have got her more open shots. Dribble cut. You know this the best play that the Fever had tonight in that game was when Aaliyah Boston was on the top. When Sydney Colson had the ball, she gave it to Leah Boston, and then she took a curl towards the corner, and then she hit baseline. And Leah Boston found her for a bounce pass on the back door, and then Sid got it, bounced it, and kick it to Lexi Hall for a wide open three. That was the best play that they had the whole night. DeWanna Bonner balled out. She had 21 points. She balled out. The team shot horrendous from the field, shot horrendous from 3 point, you know, and you can't play a game like that. You can't because that is not how you play. They shot 23% from the 3 point line. There was 22 for 24 from the free throw line. That's not bad. They only missed 5 shots. They got to the free throw line. Pretty much more than doggone, you know, Washington. They shot 81% from the free throw line. 81%. Now, would Caitlin Clark got some of the fouls that she was in there? Probably not. Probably not. Assists, they was 15 to 20. Steals, they had 8. They Washington had 7. Block shots, we had 6. They had 5. Turnovers, they had 16. We had 17. We turned the ball over. This game was had fast break points. We had 0 to their 11 points in the paint. They had 48 points in the paint, and most of that came between Shakira Austin, Kiki Airfin, and Stephanie Dawson. And, Brittany Sykes when they driving in the paint. Fouls, we had 26, they went 25. The largest lead, they had 12, we had 6. So if you look at the numbers of that, you would say that Indiana Fever had a chance to win this game. And by the looks of it, they had a chance to win this game. This game was easy for them. They could have got this game. But you know why? It was poor execution. They didn't execute the ball well. So I'm going to let y'all listen to Stephanie White and let's hear what she has to say because I'm not liking it.
Not relying so heavily on dribble handoffs and on-ball screens. And I know we talked about this pregame, feeling comfortable getting to our off-ball actions. I mean, that's still a growth process for us and a growth edge for us. You can see when physicality happens or defensive pressure picks up, it's like we revert to some old habits, settling for one-on-one, settling for jump shots, settling for dribble handoffs, instead of trusting the process of moving the ball and of playing in some off-ball actions. And on nights that we don't hit shots and we struggled from the floor. And you got to give their defense a lot of credit for that. They kept us uncomfortable. They kept pressuring us. We've got to be able to rely on our defense. And there were times where it was really good. And there are times where it was really good and then we didn't finish the play and we gave up an offensive rebound, or we were really good for, 22 seconds and not in the last 2 seconds. But it takes being really good all the time and it takes finishing plays.
So I think about this. Is Stephanie feeling pressure having Caitlin Clark because Caitlin Clark is injured? Probably so. Could they make personnel changes to this roster? I think they can. I think they could cut ties with Sydney Colson and say, "Hey, we tried. We need a point guard that is going to really be valuable." I understand the veteran leadership part that they need, but guess what? You got Natasha Howard, DeWanda Bonner, and Sophie Cunningham. You don't need Sydney Colson. Now, they the word on the street is that Caitlin Clark wanted her. But if Caitlin Clark is not going to come back into 2 weeks, why not go to the league and say, hey, can we do a hardship contract? Our best players out. You could get Sundell. Me personally, I'd rather you go get DJ Kelly. I think she will be great off the bench. She will add spark. She will add scoring because she's a mismatch nightmare. She could probably run the point if you, because I think if you cut ties with Sydney Colson, you're not gonna lose anything. You're not gonna lose anything. You could pick up, heck, you could pick up Sandell and let her run the point. But they want to experience that point guard. This is what you got. Me personally, what I seen tonight, well, today, DeWanna Bonner bringing the ball up. Try that. Try DeWanna Bonner in some instances, bringing the ball up. I seen Leah Boston. She should have had 20 points. She had over 20 points against the New York game. Caitlin Clark didn't have her best game, and they lost by what, 2 points? This game should have been won. Stephanie White has to be better. I understand the roster. I understand everything. I understand, you know, trying to find which lineups. But me personally, Natasha Howard, I don't know why she's starting. She continues to start. She had a decent game. She only had 11 points, but that's not enough. That's not enough. Kelsey Mitchell, I don't even know what's going on with Kelsey Mitchell. Ever since that Chicago game, she has not played. She has played like trash. And I think it's her hand. I really think it's her hand. Then she did this one cross court pass in the game, trying to do what Caitlin Clark does, and they got intercepted, trying to throw to Lexi Hall. Lexi Hall should have had more open shots. They allowed that the Washington Mystics to dictate the game to the Washington Mystics style. The Fever didn't dictate anything. Now you got a game on Friday against the Connecticut Sun, but guess what? That's gonna be another tough game too. Even though the Sun is not good, but that's a game you should really win to get back to 500. What if Caitlin Clark misses a month out? What are y'all going to do? To me personally, you're gonna have to cut the fat. Find some young, energetic legs out there. You got three old legs out there, and you should only have two. To me, you should have a total of two veterans. Sophie is a veteran, but she's young, so I don't put her in that territory too much. But the one that Natasha Howard, and this is my thing, because when free agency came, I wasn't really on Natasha Howard like that. We was all talking about Sato Sable, but I had a whole list of other people that the Fever could have got. Honestly, you could have picked up an Ariel Powers who could run the point, and she plays great defense, and she could score. She could get buckets. There are so many other free agents that out there that they could have get. But this, you can't have a old roster and think that Caitlin is going. Caitlin had masked for everybody's issues, even hers. But nobody, to be honest with you, nobody masked for whatever issue she has. So to me, Friday game is going to be another test. If they don't learn nothing from this game, because June 3rd, they got to turn around and play the Mystics again. And if they don't get it together, Michaela Tipson could have been a perfect person to put in here against Kiki Arifin. And I don't understand these referees calling all of these fouls, but that's a discussion for another day. Again, the Washington Mystics did not do anything to really win this game. The Fever gave this game to them. The Fever gave this game to them. Now, this is a bad look because guess what? Now, fans going to be like, they look bad without Caitlin Clark. I am not going to go to the game and watch. I'm not going to even look at it. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. So, Friday, I go live. Tomorrow, I go live for the Fever and the Sun game. I do have a special guest on my live tomorrow, so y'all stay tuned to that. But I will pin the live stream YouTube link in the description of this video where y'all could like hit it and just wait in queue or whatever the case might be. But this game was not good. I was hoping that this team win this game. I really was thinking, hey, they're going to win this game for Caitlin. They were going to come out there, be aggressive. They was going to do everything. They was going to be like, boom, 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 whatever the case might be. But no, they came out there like, hey, we just here tonight. We just here. And you can't be that way. You have to play all the way through. So we're going to see. And to me personally, I think now is the time to stop changing the lineup so much. I think you're gonna have to go with whatever you think is gonna work. To me, Lexi Hall and Sophie Cunningham belongs on the floor together. Like I said, I go back to that New York game with Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, Lexi Hall, DeWanna Bonner, and Aaliyah Boston. That was it. I think Stephanie White need to have a conversation with Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey Mitchell is playing hero ball, and she's shooting the team out of situations. This game could have been won if she wasn't jacking up shots all over the place. And they still missing easy bunnies under the rim. I don't understand that either. Keith Porter, you need to get on your job, bro. You need to get on your job. For real. Like, comment, subscribe. This is your Thursday cool down edition. Cool down Thursdays. And like I said before at the top of the video, the Indiana Fever got cooled down because this was a horrendous game. Not liking it. So, until then, like, comment, subscribe. Live Watch Sports Media. You know what it is. And if you don't know, now you know.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire. It's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it. So official, like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire. Sports and entertainment.